They're about to do some things to you, man. They're about to do some things to you. Diddy wouldn't dream of doing. Oh, man. Jesus, Paul. What up, squad? What's poppin'? Is you ready for another reaction video? So peep it up. Next, we got fantastic hip-hop. Why Pusha T and Kendrick are about to start a rap war. And everyone is scared.
Ooh.
Shiver me timber.
The boogeyman.
Yeah, man. Yo, everybody's scary. Everybody's scary. That being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, scrap thumbs up. Slap that red button. How many of y'all excited about the Clipse album coming out, man? In July.
I'm not. Just
I am. Hey, come on,
just
man.
kidding,
Yo,
kidding.
you know what I like about this, bro? Is because it's a cultural reset of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the spitters are coming back out. I don't care if the old heads come back out. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them still, they got some gas in the tank, you heard? Yeah. They got some gas in the tank. And like I said, I love lyricism. I love bars. I like the way Does that sound odd?
No.
All right, man. Anyways, I like when motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, get real futuristic with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got to go into a fucking encyclopedia, do your Googles and everything and look up, damn, that's what he said? You know what I'm saying? It's like a science project. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're doing like some really hard math equations. You know what I'm saying? It's like calculus or some shit. And you're like, what the is this?
I like the debates. I like
the
debates
me too.
Of, like, how did you take it? Or how did you, like, hear that?
Yeah. Especially in the comments. Y'all be going wild in the comments, man. Shout out to y'all in the comments. So, you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it. Let's go.
It comes to what's going on in hip-hop.
I'm used to when it comes to Drake.
Witnessing a lyrical showdown like no other, as right now, we are about to see what multiple of the greatest rappers ever have to offer in a time where both their presence has never been more needed, and when people have never wanted to hear what they have to say more. And now, before we go into what we are about to see with both the return of Pusha T and Clipse, and also Lil Wayne with the Carter 6, and what this is going to mean for new beefs and old ones, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and as the next moves we are about to see in hip-hop over the next few weeks are going to be the biggest thing we have seen in the genre really since Kendrick Lamar in the Super Bowl.
Which is facts, because I'm going to tell you right now, man, Pusha got an axe to grind with Ye. I didn't think they was going to have the type of falling out they did, because he was running that company real well, running the label real well, and I think he was doing his thing. Ye over there, like, before this album comes out, like, yo, I wish me and Pusha could talk again. I miss him. So he already copping please. Ye already copping please. I'm being dead serious. Yeah, go on X. He already copping please. He already know he about to get smoked,
Ye?
He about to get smoked, yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm being serious. That
has been photoshopped, because Ye don't be apologetic for nothing.
Nah, he wasn't being apologetic. All he said is, I miss my boy.
I'm just saying, like, that
he said he misses boys.
All
right. He might really miss him. Hey, you heard about the whole, you know what I'm saying? He get extra friendly sometimes.
Yeah.
He get extra friendly. He get, you know what I'm saying? He needs his cuddles. All right.
Make sure to leave that like so all of hip-hop knows what's going down. And now with that said, when it comes to all of the excitement going on in rap, well, if you are waiting for things to get more competitive over the next few weeks, we are about to see the genre do just that, and really why this is over everything else is because rap has now welcomed the return of the only other person who could even call themselves something close to the boogeyman in none other than Pusha T, and now with Push. Well, in this era where Kendrick Lamar has been leading the league in every statistical category possible, and because of his dominance, it's at the very least felt like 99% of the field of rappers has ran away from the booth and being competitive in general. Well,
let's keep it a stack. Pusha changed battle rap forever.
Yeah.
Kendrick followed his blueprint, exposing, doing all of this stuff. Before, it used to just be subliminals, crazy type stuff. And yeah, it would be subliminal about real shit that was going on, but it wouldn't be straightforward.
Yeah.
Pusha T said it's going to be a surgical summer. Snip, snip, snip. I'm telling you, Pusha started that. You know what I'm saying? And Kendrick did the same thing, but he did his own thing.
Yeah. Y'all gonna be a little disappointed because I never heard Pusha T's
You never heard Pusha T?
I never heard his.
The story you ended on?
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Sorry.
You gotta check that out, yo.
I didn't hear
that was diabolical.
Yeah, like I heard, like I knew what it dealt with, but yeah, I never heard it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. First time Drake took a L, they said, like a real L. Like he really took he took L's before, but this was like nobody can doubt this L. It was a knockout TKO. He did not want to respond. So that's why I think this time around with Kendrick, he's like, yo, I don't care. I'm not going to allow it to be where I don't respond. Yeah. So that's the reason why he pushed yeah. He's like, yeah, I ain't doing that. But he realized he should have did the same thing he did with Pusha T. Yeah. Just like, yo, when Euphoria dropped, not even that, bro. When he dropped, boom, I'm really like that. Yo, it was just like, you should have just acted like you did not hear this track.
Be like Wayne.
Yo, like I didn't hear it. What are you talking about? That was for real, man. I thought he was shouting me out, man. I thought he was showing a brother love. You heard? No Diddy. Let's get it.
Well, Push is being the antithesis of these soft rappers and is embracing the lane that Kendrick Lamar has paved. And now, if Kendrick Lamar has started the job of fixing hip hop and getting all these vultures to be exposed and leave, it almost feels like Push is trying to finish the job Kendrick started, or at the very least, just prove once and for all that in this era where it has never been easier to spot the real and the fakes and the MCs who are in this thing for the right and wrong reasons, that after decades of being in the rap game and having beefs with some of the biggest stars ever, based on what we have seen from Push on the new Clipse song Ace Trumpets and with what he is trying to do with this entire album and era of his career. Well, aside from getting one of the greatest rap duos of all time with one of the best producers ever for another classic, Push wants to take out every rapper who has ever wronged him once and for all. And now while Kendrick has done the job on Drake, so there's not much to do there, as now two rappers have defeated Drake in a rap beef like few other defeats have ever been handed to somebody, there are still some massive names that Push wants to settle the score on and who he wants everybody to realize that he is absolutely better than once and for all. And if you have not noticed, out of this entire list, the biggest name that Push is looking to really just embarrass in this era more than anyone else is who you could say is his longest standing rival in none other than Lil Wayne. And now, if you don't believe that Push is getting ready to try his best to embarrass Wayne, let's just look at the timeline of events leading up to the return of Push and Clipse and the entire rollout for this record for that matter, which in its entirety pretty much involves Push sitting on this album for almost an entire year at this point and then turning it in and signing a deal with Jay-Z's Roc Nation to distribute it right around the time that Lil Wayne's Carter 6 is about to drop and right as this record is expected to release on June 6th for Wayne, 1 week before that record drops and on the same day that Wayne released an entire tape with Manny Fresh with a new song and remixes to hype people up for that record, which you could say is the real start to the planned rollout that Wayne and his team have had for this record. All of a sudden Push comes out with this amazing lead single to the Clipse record to start their rollout, and overall when you compare the two tracks that just came out, while everyone is making fun of Wayne for releasing a confusing track with way too much auto-tune that just feels like a mess and feels like the most anticlimactic and really lame thing to lead up one of the most anticipated rap.
Yo, so they put out a snippet of Wayne's new joint, right? I mean, I was gonna react to both of them, but when I got blocked from Pusha T's, I'm like, yo, I ain't even messing with this. It's just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Because they put out a good portion of the snippets, you know what I mean? And what's crazy is if you look at Pusha T's joint, the Clipse, let's say the Clipse because it's him and his brother, so it's the Clipse. It's like, bro, it's a dissection already. Like, it's got, like, all these bones and everything, like, dissected. Like, you got to put back together. So you know it's going to be a complex track. You already know. The only thing I disagree with Fantastic Hip Hop is where it started is like, no, where Pusha T started. Let's keep it a stack. Pusha T started. I mean, it was so bad, Drake didn't respond. It was Drake said one thing, Pusha said what he said, it was done. You know what I mean? But Kendrick did it in his own way. Yeah. He did what he did. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, Drake didn't want that smoke. Yeah. He didn't want that smoke. He's like, damn, you gonna expose me like that? Damn. That's the first time I've ever heard a battle like that.
Whoever was on his team, if it wasn't him that got him to settle his... Yeah. He should have kept those people on his team for when it came to Kendrick because... Yeah.
Well, a lot of people with, like, Jay Prince, everybody was, like, trying to stick up for him and being like, yo, man, nah, we ain't gonna go that route, this, that, and the third. Nah, what it was is Drake is like, damn, man, yo, if he got more Because that's what he said. He said, yo, there's more to this. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a surgical summer. We're going to dissect this layer by layer. We're going to peel this back layer by layer.
I want to know what.
Which means there was a lot of stuff Pusha could have said. And then the fact that he's on Rock Nation and Kanye and Jay-Z don't get along, y'all already know there's going to be a lot of darts at Ye.
Man.
Making fun of Wayne for releasing a confusing track with way too much auto-tune that just feels like a mess and feels like the most anticlimactic and really lame thing to lead up one of the most anticipated rap records for so long with. At the same time as that, Push and Clipse are being praised for releasing one of the best songs of the year that from the beats to the bars could literally not have been better. I mean, when you see all this conversation and the way that these two artists came out today to get ready for their next big moments, I do not believe for a second that when bringing Clipse back out and running back one of the greatest duos that rap has ever seen, that Push did this by coincidence, because really, with Push deciding to line up the return of something so special and that from the first track that we have heard alone is so clearly high level, right alongside Wayne's Carter 6 album, which again, when it comes to Push being the other boogeyman and master tactician in rap, I mean, you see the play is so clear. Really, when we look into this and why Push is deciding to compete with Wayne just like he has, it's because he clearly smells weakness coming from Wayne's end of things, and in this time where they are going to be the two legends releasing these blockbuster summertime albums for this corner of hip-hop and music, well, clearly Push believes that he can take down Wayne and win their long-standing beef once and for all, and also prove in the process that while Wayne is not who he was long ago, and that he has fallen off far from that, Push is better than he ever was. And again, not to disrespect Wayne, but when it comes to this weakness that Push sees so clearly and that I am talking about, I mean, when you look at these two records, you can see the difference very clearly, because when we look at the Clipse album, before anything else, when you see that Pharrell is doing the entire production on this thing, and then in addition, the expected features are Kendrick, Lamar, Jay-Z, and Nas, that speaks volumes. And then compare that to Wayne, and the things he's most excited about are an MGK and Miley Cyrus feature and a Billie Eilish sample. I mean, when we have seen Wayne talk about this thing, and even with the interview he did kinda recently, what the common theme that's driving the Carter 6 so far has been is just absolute randomness and confusion, which even with the cover, that was literally fan art that people have made multiple years ago and have shown off.
Yeah, man, the first one that did that was Nas, and then Biggie did it. You know what I'm saying? Nas did that first, and then Biggie did it. And if you really look at it, I mean, that makes sense why not, what's it called? Pusha would have Nas on his shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to be real with you. You guys, I need to ask y'all a question. Who you think going to get the strays more, Wayne or Ye?
Well, since you told me what you told me and it has me thinking, I would say Ye. But then again, this dude's making sense of him. Man.
Hey, if he's gonna go at the Carter, I mean, I don't see where there's gonna be a lot of that. I just feel like, you know, when you think about it, you got Rock Nation pushing the record, and Ye and, you know what I'm saying, this dude do not get along, bro. They don't. Jay and Ye don't get along.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, especially after what he said about his kids too, like.
So you know, a lot is gonna be in that Ye, and especially that he used to work with Ye. He gonna have a lot of insight. He gonna have a lot of insight. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. We getting that music, and the fact that he's going back to the original, he's going back to the Clipse with Pharrell. With, you know what I'm saying? He going back with Pharrell. You know this gonna be a fire album. This shit gonna be fire. It's gonna be crazy, mad lyrical. Beats is gonna be off the hook.
Can't wait.
And the fact that you're gonna have these two features on it, you know what I'm saying?
3.
Who else?
Jay-Z,
Yeah.
Kendrick, and Nas.
Oh shit, I forgot about Kendrick. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Hey, yo, the Nas and the Jay-Z thing stuck out for the fact that they used to beef.
No, I know.
So it's just crazy how they both on the track, so it's just crazy.
Work that has been very similar to it. Overall, with the Carter 6, everything just looks like an absolute mess, which meanwhile, at the same time, in this long-standing beef, and when really Wayne has never looked more lost and confused, Push is now seeing that when he called Wayne a multi-platinum rapper who was trapped and can't retire back on the Daytona track that started the Drake beef, Infrared, that sentiment has never felt more true, because really, unless the Carter 6 does something that nobody is expecting, From the features to the rollout to the latest move Wayne has made with this questionable song and Manny Fresh mix to bring in its release. I don't even want to say it, but everything about this record really does feel off, and for how legendary of a series the Carter albums are, and for how hyped up the last one was even at that, you would be lying to yourself if you said that something didn't feel very weird in terms of there just being little to no hype for this record overall, and just with the strategy and vision feeling so messy and confusing. And now as the Carter 6 is a week away from release, and again Push is crafting this perfect plan to take over and win this beef once and for all, Wayne better have some bars ready for his longtime rival and Push, or just have a record that does not seem as confusing and pointless as its rollout otherwise has shown. Because otherwise, if Wayne fails with what Push is doing with this whole strategy is just starting his rollout alongside Wayne's with a way better single, and then letting Wayne drop and flop, and then ultimately having Clipse release a record which is going to show how a rapper from that era should age with an actual album of the year contender, and considering all of the beef and all of the competition in hip-hop, having a record that good, or in Wayne's case, having a record that bad, is never going to make or break perception more in this era where people are more in tune to these things that matter as a whole. So really at this point, it really looks like Lil Wayne is falling into a trap where he is going to look bad whether he knows it or not. And I mean, if this is how Push is going to end this beef once and for all, and really also end a lot of the conversations around Wayne that happened since the Super Bowl by showing that he is not the guy that people have said he was, and that the fake outrage after the Super Bowl halftime show didn't really mean anything, I mean, Push is really going to show that he is one of the worst rappers to ever beef against, because alongside Kendrick Lamar, they are just beefing with you in ways that you can't even fathom unless you were at the very top of your game. And now alongside Lil Wayne, another rapper that Push has made it very clear that he wants to walk past now and show everybody else that he has outlasted this crash out is none other than Kanye, and now with Ye. After he has been ranting for months about Push and has tried to say so many off-putting things about the guy who he made so many great songs with, which when it comes to everything Ye has said, we are not even going to get into all of it because it's pointless, but pretty much in the midst of Ye's anger and delusion, he called Push a fake tough guy and a fraud, and then he also tried to say that Push stood on his shoulders to diss Drake, well, after embarrassing himself and saying all of this. Push came out rolling with this new Clipse song and had some bars ready for Ye, as he said, "Look at them, him and him still waiting on Yeezy. I hope you got your squeegees. At your interviews, I just kiki, life's peachy, ASAP, and Riri." And now with these bars, well, Push pretty much said that Ye is washed, and the guy that he and everybody else once loved is no longer there. And as Push says this while also making fun of Ye's interviews in the process, which again, as Ye did say these things about Push in his interview with Ak, it seems like a direct response and play off of that. I mean, really, in the smoothest way possible, Push has just clowned Ye, and it's clear that on some level, these disses worked because Ye has already said that after this track released, that he missed.
Ah, there it is. That's exactly what I seen. I told you. Let's go back to it. Hold on.
I mean, really, in the smoothest way possible, Push has just clowned Ye, and it's clear that on some level, these disses worked because Ye has.
Look, I miss me and Push's friendship. He's already copping, please. I told you. I told you. I'm so glad you. Yo, I'm so glad you put this in this. Because I know a lot of people be like, you don't even know what you're talking about, dude.
I know.
Like a lot of people do. I'm so glad this was put in. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there are some times I don't, and I'll admit that. You know what I'm saying? I get a little, I get ahead of myself. But this, I seen. I seen this shit. I seen it. I seen it, and I knew the beef that and the drama that was going on between them two. And that's why I was asking, who do you think is going to get more smoke? Ye or Wayne? And I believe Ye gonna get more to smoke just because Hove is petty like that.
I don't even think, I'm not thinking.
No, I think Hove is gonna push it.
I'm thinking because, you're making more sense that he's gonna get more of the lyrical part. Yeah. The scolding, and then Wayne is just gonna get the fact that, like how he's saying, the drop, and then just getting better numbers. That's enough to slap Wayne in his face.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Wayne, from what I heard from both of what they put out, it looks like pushing them is going back and doing a cultural reset where Wayne is just leaning into the auto-tune, dumbed-down sound that we're sick of, that every hip-hop head is sick of. We're all sick of this auto-tune shit. We are, bro. We want to be able to tell who's rapping, when they're rapping, what coast they from. We sick of not knowing that. Where before everybody had their own regional sound, we knew who was who. If it was DMX, we knew it was DMX. If it was Biggie, we knew it was Biggie. If it was Pac, we knew it was Pac. If it was Ice Cube, we knew it was Ice Cube. If it was Dre, we knew it was Dre. If it was M, we knew it was M. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why everything is starting to reset. You're going to be able to know what rapper it is you're listening to when you listen to the track.
Yeah.
You're going to know by cadence. You're going to know by flow, aggression, all of that. The way they attract the song, you already know. The way they attack the song is going to tell us who it is. And then it's always on, like, you know, whatever type of beat they on. It don't matter. Whatever type of beat they on, you still going to know who it is.
Yep.
It's not where everybody's sounding the same. Everybody got the same sound. And you can't tell because they all sound like freaking computers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you, bro, this is about to get crazy. It's going to be a crazy summer.
Can't wait.
Let's go. Let's go. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Wayne might get some bars just because of the fact that Push ain't done. Push ain't done exposing Drake. And then you're going to have Kendrick and Pusha on the same track. Come on now. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Expect that. Expect that.
Has already said that after this track released, that he misses his friendship with Pusha T, and I think aside from Ye saying something like this, as Push has learned that the guy will like him one day and then diss him the next, they will never be good, and I am sure that Push is gonna have more choice words for Ye on this album, just like the other two rappers who he also wants to let know that he is the real boogeyman, both in Drake, who I am sure there are gonna be some small lines at him which are gonna laugh at the absolute joke of a state his career is in, and also Jim Jones, who there were already some disses for which were supposed to be on this album that were previewed at a Louis Vuitton event way back, and from those lines which responded directly to the beef that they were in at the time, to a lot more which I'm sure will flesh out and settle the score there. You should really expect Push to come for Jim and clean up yet another W in a back and forth, and now with all of this. Well, if you are watching Pusha T and what he is doing now that he is back with the absolute dream team of his brother Malice and Pharrell Williams, if you are not on his side, I would not just be scared, but I would be terrified, because it's so clear that now after 23 years since he came out on the rap scene, Push is trying to send a message to both his contemporaries from his era and every other rapper ever and every other hip-hop fan, that despite everything that has happened and all of the people who he used to work with and be against crashing out and falling off in ways that you could have never imagined, Push is still standing near the top of the rap game, and at that, he is creating just as amazing albums as he was at the beginning of his career, if not better. And this is really why with Push, you just gotta fear Push, because really at this point in the entire history of hip-hop, I don't think we have seen a rapper at this state in their career still be so focused on delivering just purely great music with no other reason just for the glory of the game. And really because of this, as we wait to see what Push is really going to do in this next chapter of his career, all we can do is just sit back and wait to see absolute peak hip-hop. And so now with all this said, let me know. What do you think about what's going on with Pusha T, what he is trying to do against Lil Wayne, and all of the other rappers he has ever beefed with, and what do you think is going to happen with both him and the competition he is creating, and with this Clipse album as a whole, which is looking like it's going to be absolutely amazing. Now,
I'm going to tell you like this. You know what's going to happen? He's going to go snatch Pharrell's chains back from Drake is what he's going to do. He's going to go up there and be the straight bully, you heard?
Hey.
He's like, yo, give me them chains back, bro. You bought them. You didn't. Hey, I'm telling you right now. He's trying to get Pharrell's chains back, you heard?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. I ain't even going to lie. You can expect for Drake to catch some smoke.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The way he, was, flashing, Pharrell's chains and all of that after he bought them. Hey, which is cool. Yeah, I get it. I understand. Yo, be as petty as you want. I like it. I'm here for that. That's what we're here for. We like that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, we like that shit. But now, when it comes to the bars, let's see who delivers. Let's see who delivers. And I mean, you got all of it. You got Nas. You got Hove. You got Kendrick. And Push. Woo!
Man.
They're about to do some things to you, man. They're about to do some things to you. Diddy wouldn't dream of doing. Oh, man. Jesus, balls. All right, but that being said, what do you guys think, man? Put it in the comments below.
Yes.
We getting out of here. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. Slap that red button.
Bye.